We have a solid defense. We got playmakers. We're going to get a coach that's going to put us over the top. And it just does not feel like that's the hire that they went and got. So Tyler's not here to talk about the Eagles, but the Eagles are going to be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals Thursday at 4:30 p.m.
That's right. Well, it's 4:30 Pacific time. It's 7:30 Eastern time, right? But I mean, they're basically kicking off preseason week number 1, right? I mean, there was the Hall of Fame game that doesn't really count. Trey Lance was starting one of those
MVP, dude.
You know, yeah. I think we can call that a bust pick at this point. But so that game doesn't really count. So this is when the preseason officially gets started. The Eagles are going to kick off preseason on Thursday. Raiders are going to be playing on Thursday as well, though. 7 p.m. at the Seahawks. So you get to travel up to a former division rival before the Seahawks made the move over to the NFC West.
Yeah. So, old AFC West rival. It's weird that they got moved. Out of the AFC. I think they originated, like, when they came into the league, I thought they were an AFC team.
Oh, yeah.
Weird that they got moved. But anyway, it'll be fun. A lot of history with the Raiders and the Seahawks and all of that. Pete Carroll, his connection to the Seahawks. So there's a lot of fun there. It's week 1 of the preseason, so I'm just looking to, like, guys are looking pretty fast, looking feisty. Everybody gets out healthy.
That is truly all you really want out of the preseason. You want guys that are fighting for a job. You want to see them perform well, and you want to make sure that everybody gets out healthy. That's truly all you want. Wins and losses truly don't matter. You want to see guys perform well at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
It feels good to get a win. But if you lose, it really doesn't matter, so we've seen plenty of teams. I remember the Detroit Lions in that 0-16 year. They went 4-0 in preseason. A lot of people don't remember that, they were preseason champs that year. So never forget, preseason does not matter. So
absolutely.
Wins and losses in preseason don't matter. It's when you're like in Little League, they always said it doesn't matter if you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Preseason in the pros, that's truly the only place where that really matters. It only matters how you play the game. Like, did you execute well, and did you do your tasks? Do you look good on game tape? That's all we're really looking for in the preseason. And there you go.
49ers. 49ers playing the Broncos on Saturday.
Yeah, hosting the Broncos on Saturday, 5:30 p.m. So that's why I threw the Niners hat on for this week. So, again, I mean, I everything that I said for the Raiders, copy paste, Control X, Control V. Stay healthy, execute the plays. If you get a win, great. If you don't, no big deal. We'll see if our grocery baggers beat their grocery baggers in the fourth quarter. That's really what it comes down to. I did, like, you start seeing some of these reports in training camp and stuff like that, like things coming out, guys that they bring in because of injuries and stuff. I did put some of these notes in here. They added Amir Abdullah. Isaac Guerrero is going to miss a few weeks with a shoulder injury. Kevin Givens suffered a pec injury, and he's going to be out for a while, according to Kyle Shanahan. Thanks for the clarity on that. It sounds like it's going to go a few weeks into the regular season. He had a pec injury last year that basically ended his season last year too. So this is actually kind of concerning. Earlier today, the Niners actually released Greg Joseph, and that he was actually Kyle Shanahan was asked if this ended the competition for a kicker. His response said, kickers always know that they're competing with whoever's out there, so I don't see it much differently. So that's truly a ringing endorsement for Jake Moody there, so you're safe for now, bud, but just kind of keep looking over your shoulder. And then on Saturday, a teammate stepped on Kyle Juszczyk's Achilles. It opened a cut on the tendon. He's considered day to day, so it's not too serious. As far as I know, for the Kevin Givens injury, Papa G asked if it's the same pec. I don't know if it's the same pec. I missed that part of it. I think it might be the same pec, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's see. One other note for the 49ers, and it's not actually about a player per se. It's about the broadcaster, Greg Papa. He announced that he has cancer, and so he's going to step away from broadcasting duties for a while. The Niners haven't announced who's going to be taking over for play-by-play duties in the meantime. I think for the preseason, Greg Papa usually handles the TV side, and then they had been bringing in Fitz, I think, for who usually does Warriors games, had been handling radio duties. That's what they had been doing in the past. I don't know if that's going to be the plan or what going forward. I don't know who's available to step in an interim basis. I don't know what Ted Robinson's up to. I don't know if Ted Robinson's even available. It was his job before Greg suddenly became available because the Raiders did him a little dirty. But it's there's only 32 of these jobs, and doing it for the Niners is kind of a big deal, right? So, and being able to step up even temporarily for Greg Papa, that's obviously a huge shoes to fill. And obviously we wish Greg the best, and hopefully everything's gonna end up okay.
Absolutely,
whoever steps up, man. Go ahead.
I think he means a lot to the Greg Papa means a lot to the Bay Area sports fan because of not just once but twice he took over. In a way, followed up in Bill King's footsteps. So he took over the Raiders from Bill King, and then he was also the voice of the TVAs. When they were in Oakland. I know Bill King was the radio voice, but for us East Bay fans, the Raiders, the A's, Greg Papa was always there, and he did some Warriors games back in the day as well. I remember he would do.
He actually came out here
because of the Warriors.
Yeah. He initially came out for the Warriors job. Right. So like he had his hand in all three East Bay teams. At one point. So
absolutely, and then he did the pre and post game stuff for the A's, for the Warriors, and now he's with the 49ers. So he's as far as the talent, he's a treasure. He's one of the greats to do it and represent the Bay Area. And now his son, his son's doing podcasting and producing over at KNBR. I had the good fortune to meeting Derek and having some interactions with him. He seems like a really good guy. And so you just wish the whole family the best. Vince, you and I have both been, as so many people out there that are watching or listening, cancer doesn't care who you are, how much you make, what, where you're at in life. So we've all been affected by it. And every time I hear about so-and-so got diagnosed with cancer, you really feel for them, and you really hope the best that it can be in that situation, because we know what the day-to-day grind is like and what it will be. So truly wish the best for Greg Papa and his family, because he means a lot to our families and our sports fandom. And he's always been a true one for the Bay. So absolutely. Nothing but warm thoughts for him.
That's right. Moving on to a little bit lighter fare. Terry McLaurin requested a trade, and so has Micah Parsons. No real fun way to, transfer over to that. So we're just gonna dive right in, rip that bandage.
Did you guys see the odds of like who's going to get these players. And of course, the fucking Raiders are at the top of both lists.
Well, it's the easiest, to put a bet on that team because Vegas is right there, right? And
right.
I mean, if you're a fan of the Raiders, you're right there. You just go hop on over.
I would say
to
the Micah Parsons to the Raiders is zero chance.
Yeah,
because of how much capital you would have to give up. And I think that if Scary Terry was truly available, I think the Raiders might be interested in that because I think you're going to give up some capital, but it wouldn't be like multiple first round picks and second round picks. And like you're giving up years to get Micah Parsons. The Raiders are not doing that. With John Spytek at the helm, Pete Carroll, John Spytek wants his picks because they're still trying to turn this roster over.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, I think it's going to cost, but I think you can get him at a cheaper cost. But I don't think the Raiders are going to get either one because I think they're not giving up any first round draft picks. I just don't see them right now giving up that capital because they want young players that are salary controlled for the first few years, because at some point, whether Geno Smith works out or not, at some point, you got to pay a quarterback. You got to get a quarterback into the building, and you need as much draft capital to get a young quarterback into the building, because then, it's the financial, it's as many opportunities in getting a shot at a young quarterback. So I don't see it on either player. What about over in San Francisco? Are the 49ers going to make a play for any of these guys?
Micah Parsons is not going to happen for the 49ers. There's just no way to make the money work. Now, Terry McLaurin, I think that there's a way to make that happen. And the way to make that happen is through Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Because last year when Brandon Ayuk was throwing his little hissy fit, Washington was one of those teams that he was willing to go to because he wanted to reunite with Jaden Daniels, right? And right now, Brandon Ayuk is still working his way back from the ACL injury. And I mean, ACLs now, like we always think of it as just, no big deal or whatever. It's not everybody comes back from an ACL the way that they had before. Like they are still, a serious knee injury. Not everybody comes back. Not everybody bounces back from that. So that being said, if you make the brand, if Brandon Ayuk is part of that trade and you were able to basically front load, offer a 4-year contract, but make all the guaranteed money in like the first 2 years of it, and then just front load it and basically have no guarantees in the second 2 years. So that way you can brag about, so that way he can brag about having the big bag of money, but then like have it be like basically you can, throw it away after the with no cap hit after the first 2 years. He's also a couple years older than Brandon Ayuk as well. So you are getting older at the position.
Right.
But the 49ers are hurting at wide receiver right now because Brandon Ayuk is not available right now. Right now, Ricky Pearsall is your best wide receiver. And he's still unproven. He looks good in camp now. The only pass he didn't catch today from the report was because the cornerback made one hell of a play on it. So that's promising, and he's looking great, but everybody else is injured. Like Cowing is injured. Ayuk is coming back from an injury. There's like the list goes on and on. They keep signing people. One of the reasons why they cut the kicker Greg Joseph is because they needed to sign more players just so they had enough guys to put on the field to play Denver on Saturday, man. Like that's just that's just kind of the way it's going right now. They're not even running fullback sets right now because of the use check injury. They're running a lot of 3 receiver two tight end sets,
Right.
like that's just kind of what they're doing. They're practicing stuff they never run, like they're getting real weird with it, man. In the is what it sounds like. So I'm just saying I don't necessarily think that Terry McLaurin's going anywhere. And even if he does, I don't think the Niners are actually going to make a play for it. That being said, if the Niners did, Brandon Ayuk is the way that you make that happen. And that's the only way that you could make it happen because of the money, because Brandon Ayuk himself has such a huge bag just to make the money work. That's the only path to make it work. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think either team is getting him, and I don't think Philadelphia is in on it. So
yeah, although freaking Howie Roseman is like he has some like secret Stevie Nicks witchy powers happening or whatever. He's got some like some crystals like hanging in the back. He like seriously, man. I don't know. There's some like chaotic witch energy. There's like he's got a back room full of like all the witches doing their like little
he's got like photos on everybody. Give me this player.
Honestly, I don't know what it is, man. I'm telling you, there's a bunch of Stevie Nicks fans in the back room with a cauldron just doing a little seance. I swear to God, there's something happening there in Philly. It like they are making it work over there. It would not like and Jerry Jones is like anytime you ask him anything, like of course, like nothing's like look, we got a deal in place or whatever. Like he's just he's so unserious. You just can't take anything he says for anything.
This is a great I think you remember the morning show with Joe Fortenbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to do this thing, serious, unserious, entertainment purposes only. Do you remember he used to do this, categorize
something like that? Yeah.
And so now he's doing a show with radio host, podcast host. His name's Q Myers. So he does a lot of Raider stuff, and he's on, he does a lot of Raider podcasts and Raider radio, and he co-hosts a show on ESPN. So now Joe Fortenbaugh, they're co-hosting together. I listen to it every now and then. And Fortenbaugh is serious, unserious for entertainment purposes. And it's really a great way to break teams down. And the Cowboys have just become totally unserious. They're entertainment purposes only. Like they are not serious. They are not really contending for anything.
Like they are like they're gonna fall hard like that, especially if Micah Parsons ends up like holding out like for real and like not playing.
For years, Vince, years, for years and years and years, this Cowboys team, ESPN talks about the Cowboys all day and night, and they stink. They're not a serious team. Like we talk, like they do good, get into the playoffs. Every year, every time we talk about them, about are they going to be a serious contending team, it's always a no. They're always a non-serious. They're just for entertainment purposes. They have some good players. They get, Dak. He makes some interesting plays every now and then, but there's never anything that's like, damn, this Cowboy team finally looks like the real deal. Like every time they go up against a team and get punched in the mouth, they're out. And when they hired Mike McCarthy, we said you're going to get into the playoffs year in and year out. And then you're going to get into the playoffs and you're going to stink. And we were proven right. And now you go and get this head coach, Schottenheimer's son.
Yeah. Brian
Schottenheimer, which is just like, he could very well be a very good coach, but it doesn't seem like a very all in. This does not seem like a championship caliber hire. Like, you know what? We got the quarterback. We got Michael Parsons. We have a solid defense. We got playmakers. We're going to get a coach that's going to put us over the top. And it just does not feel like that's the hire that they went and got, so they're just entertainment purposes.
Exactly. All right, so that's enough dunking on the Cowboys. We're gonna have plenty of time to do that over the entire season, and we got an Eagles fan in our regular rotation to do that for us too. So we don't want to take all the shots this early in the season. We'll have plenty of time.